Hi everyone, Arlen here. How's everyone doing today? Welcome back to my country craft corner in my car today. As you can see out the window, we did get some snow yesterday, and what we did get is not going to melt anytime soon because it is cold as can be out. It is, I just pulled out of my garage, 33 degrees. Would you believe it might be a little bit warmer than that? And we'll see if that temperature goes up. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm on my way to, guess where? Hobby Lobby. I need to go this morning because I am going to head about an hour and a half south of here tomorrow and meet two of my very best girlfriends for a craft day. And at first, I wasn't going to take anything. At first, I was just going to go down, and one of the ladies is going to make the Easter Bunny wreath that I made a couple weeks ago with the trio of bunnies on it. She really likes that, and she said, why don't we get together and make it? And I said, that would be fine, and I'll help her if she needs it. She's very crafty in her own right, but she really liked that wreath. So we're going to do that one for sure. But I had gotten that red and white gingham the other day, and I was going to go empty-handed. I honestly was. I was going to go and just sit and chat, and I might end up doing that. I might end up just chatting away with these girls. We're going down to one lady's house. Her name is Karen, and we were band parents together. All three of us were band parents together. That's how we met when our kids were in high school. And so we've been friends for a long time now. And so one of the ladies that she used to live here in our town, she moved south. And the other lady and I still live in this town, but Trina is her name, and she and I still live in this town. So I'm going to head to her house, pick her up, and then we'll head down to this other lady's house tomorrow. I digress. As I said, was going to go empty-handed, but I got to thinking I might want something to work on. So I decided I would go into Hobby Lobby and just to see if I can find something to go with this red and white gingham. I already have red and white gingham deco mesh. I already have some white kind of basket weavy kind of deco mesh that I love, that I know I want to pair with that red and white gingham. But other than that, I'm not sure what else I'll pair. I'm thinking maybe my last name's initial. That might be something in white. You know, white wood, a wooden white letter, and maybe some birds, some red accent pieces of some sort. I'm not sure what. So I'll go in there and look around, see what I can find. Then I'm going to meet Chris for lunch at our favorite little place there. And I need to mail some stuff out. I had ordered some stuff from a place called Women Within. And it's for plus size ladies. And I haven't ordered from them much at all. But so I wasn't really sure how their sizing was. But when you look at their sizes, it's like a 1X is supposed to be huge, and a 2X is even more huge, and a 3X is even more huge. So I had ordered a jacket. We're fixing to go to Alaska this year, and I had ordered just a black, kind of like a like a windbreaker rain jacket kind of thing. Well, it fit. Except for around the girls, you know? Those girls kind of were smushed, to put it bluntly. So I have to send that back, and I had ordered some tops, and the same thing happened with those. So I'm having to send them back for a bigger size, which is hurtful to my ego. Not that I'm worried about it, but it's just, I just didn't know what the sizes were, because I really have never ordered from there. So sizes were like, you know, so they're not true to size for sure. So I'm going to send those back, and I'm going to send a little plaque to my cousin Dawnita, and I will, and I need gas in my car. So I'm also getting gas in my car. So that's what I'm doing today on my little errands here. Chris decided he had to go to the dump. We do not pay for trash service, so he goes to the dump. So he needed to do that. And he's actually going to go to the grocery store for me because I'm going to make fruit salad for tomorrow. A combination of fresh and canned fruit salad. It's a family recipe. Donita, as a matter of fact, gave me this recipe. I'll put a link to my blog about it below. It is so good. Yummy, yummy. So I'm going to make that up today to take with me for, because here in the South, we really don't go anywhere empty-handed. So, I think Trina said she's bringing a dessert, and I think Karen said she's providing some barbecue. So we'll have a big time tomorrow. It'll be good to see those ladies. It's been a while since we've seen. We were supposed to get together, and I got really sick, and I had to cancel, which I never do. If I say I'm going to be somewhere, I am there with bells on and on time, and I was so sick and felt so bad about having to cancel because I just never do that. But regardless, I had to. So this is our rescheduled date. So we try to get together every few months. Sometimes we're better than others, And even the girl and I who live in the same town, our schedules are so busy, and we're just, we keep ourselves busy doing stuff. As you all know, I am never idle. I continue on doing stuff every day. And even when I think one day I'm going to sit, like tomorrow, I thought I was just going to sit and talk and chit chat and not do anything, as I said, which I might. But if I don't go with something to do, then I will sit there and twiddle my thumbs and go, why didn't I bring something? Why didn't I bring something? I know myself. So that's why I'm going to go pick up a few items to make a deco mesh wreath with. So we'll see what I can find. It is bright and pretty here today. Let's see if the temperature went down. See, our garage is insulated, so I should have thought of that. Yeah, it's 30 degrees. It's chilly out and windy. So it's chilly here in Virginia today. I sure hope that all of you guys who got all that snow up north, my gracious, you guys were commenting on my little video from yesterday morning and saying what your snowfall was. And one lady late last night was telling me it was still snowing. What a storm. I am so sorry, you guys. We got about 4 to 5 inches of slush. It was nasty, heavy, slushy, yucky snow. So Chris shoveled off the patio. As you guys saw, he was doing that in my video from yesterday. He shoveled off the patio, and then he took the leaf blower over it so that the dogs could go out and lay down and make sure that it wasn't wet so that it would dry off so they could go out there and lay down. Those noofs, Gracie doesn't like it, but the noofs love to go and lay on that cold patio. It feels good on their bellies. So he did that, and then he ended up shoveling. Can you believe this? He shoveled the whole driveway. Anyway, I'm arriving at Hobby Lobby. So I'm going to run in here, see what I can find. I'm not taking a video of what I'm doing in here. I just want to zip in and zip on out of here. And I don't want to zip the camera around. Some people complain that not complain, but just tell me I zip the camera around a little too quick. I'm really working on it, you guys. Really and truly, I am. All this is new to me, though. Y'all know. So here I am at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to run in here, and I'll be back to chat with you on my way to lunch. Alrighty. I'm back in my car. It is so cold. It is always windy in this parking lot. I don't know why it is always windy, but it is always windy. And when it is cold like this, it took my breath away. I have one of these daggone capes on. It went right up over my head. I was like, excuse me, cape. Oh, my land. I'm sure I was a sight. Gee whiz. Anyway, now I'm heading to the little restaurant. I still need to get gas, so I'll do that after we eat, and I'll stop at the mail place after we eat. So I'm going to head right on over to meet Chris. Now, I did pick up a few things. I got a birdhouse. Whoa, something in the road there. Got a birdhouse, a red birdhouse. A little trio of birds sitting on a little piece of wood, kind of. So I thought I would nestle that on one side and do the birdhouse on the other. And I did buy ribbon, red and white ribbon, to make a bow. I'm not sure if I will or not. It would be pretty on there, I think. It would be a little different. So I will probably end up making that tomorrow. I don't know that I will. I know I won't video and talk at the same time there. If I do, I'll just video and then do a voiceover of that, you know, me doing the wreath. But I think it would be rude of me to record while I'm making the wreath, so I won't do that. Anyway, off to meet Chris for lunch, and I'll be back after lunch. Okay, guys, I'm back, and I am so sorry about how I look, but it is windy as all get out here. My goodness, I feel like I'm in a wind tunnel. Every time I get out of the car, I'm holding down this cape. Dumb decision to wear this cape today. So I'm heading home now, and I will probably do a little haul to show you what I got from Hobby Lobby and compare it to, and put all the parts and pieces that I have for the wreath that I'm thinking about making. I'm going to pack all that up in one bag, and I'm going to pack all of Trina's stuff up in another bag, because I actually picked up her stuff for her a couple of weeks ago, because I go into Hobby Lobby probably more than the average Joe. So I went ahead and picked her up all of the supplies that she would need, because I knew exactly what she'd need. So it's just easier for me to pick it up on one of my trips over there. So I'm going to put her stuff in one bag and my stuff in another, get it all packed up, and then I've got to make up my fruit salad. And I don't think you guys would probably be too interested in that, but I might videotape that, not sure. And that'll be my day, pretty much. Been running around like a crazy woman all morning here. So, goodness. I can't even imagine how cold it must be for those of you who got feet of snow and are dealing with this wind. And at least I'm able to get out and about and get around. And a lot of the snow here, anyway, I'm not at my house yet, but on the sides of the road here, if you can see, is pretty much all gone now. I don't know how it'll be when I get back to my house, but it's pretty much gone here. Whew, it's cold though. I am ready for spring. At least when you go in my house, it looks like spring, huh? Alrighty, well, I'll shut out this car chat for now and get myself home, and I'll see you when I get in my house, and I'll do that little haul. And so I'll catch you later. Bye. Okie dokie, I'm back home, and as you saw, I just made my fruit salad. And now I'm going to pack up the stuff for my wreath and the stuff for my girlfriend's wreath. And before I pack up my stuff, I wanted to show you what I got, and I'm going to do a little prep work on mine so that I don't have to be doing it there. Here is the red and white deco mesh ribbon that I got the other day for half price. So 21 inches by 30 feet. I'll only need one, so I got that. And then I have this white. I already had this, and this is like that basket weavy type of deco mesh. So I have a couple of bolts of it or skeins of it left over, and I'm not sure if one of these will be enough, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick both of them in. And that's what I had here to work with. And then I went ahead and purchased today 2 work wreaths out of the Easter section, and these have white chenille ties on them, which will go well with both of ours, even though, well, look at that, we have double the duty here. Even though she's going to be using pink deco mesh, I'm going to be using the red and white, so it'll be easily hidden. This will be easily hidden with both wreaths. And then to go for the rest of my wreath with the red and white gingham, I got a little birdhouse. And check out these, and it was in the spring department, so it was 40% off of $25. And then I got these, look at these little birds, cute little birds. And they were in the spring department too, $9.99, half off of those. Then I went to my stash and I found some Gerber daisies. So I've got some red and white Gerber daisies. I will probably gather them together and do tufts of 3 around the wreath. Then I got some red and white ribbon, and I thought that would pair well with the gingham. So I'm going to go ahead and make a bow right now for my wreath. So I thought I would take this opportunity to do a bow tutorial for you guys while I'm at it here. And then I'm going to glue some pipe cleaners onto the back of the birds and the back of the bird house, and that way I can use the pipe cleaners to tie those items onto the wreath tomorrow. So let me go ahead and show you how to make a craft bow real quick, or the kind of craft bow that I make for mostly all of my wreaths. This is one-sided ribbon, as you can see, so I'm going to have to be twisting to pull the right side up all the time. Let me turn this around like this. I can be sure to get my hands in here. Hang on, oops, sorry. There we go. Okay, I'm going to pull some off of the bolt here. And we don't need hot glue on it. I've got my hot glue gun. Got my pipe cleaner to close it with. That's what I'll use to close it with, and my scissors. So this is, I'm making a 16-inch wreath. So, you know, I want a bow about, you know, that big, probably. So the way we start is we take the very end of the ribbon and fold it towards you. Kind of eyeball it to see, oh, that's about the size I want for my top loop. And you come down here and you fold up the other side, and you overlap these a good bit, pinch them together, hold them with your forefinger and your thumb, and then we're going to make the center loop next. So you twist it to bring the right side up, and then you make a small loop, kind of turn it under itself. Grab it with your forefinger and your thumb, hang on to the middle, you twist it, and come out the other side. And I'm going to make these loops just slightly longer. Sometimes I say a half an inch. I think I'm going to make them a little bit more like 1/4 of an inch this time. I'll probably make a 4-loop bow, and then that will give me plenty of loops to play with and, you know, get manipulated around on the wreath. So this automatically was fed this direction. I had to twist it to bring the right side up, fold it under, grab it with that forefinger and thumb, accordion it together underneath. Now see, I'm going to twist again to bring that right side back up. Again, I'm going to make this pretty close to the same size, a little bit longer. Grab it underneath, twist, out we go this side. And one more loop on each side. Then I'm going to pull it out a good ways because I have an idea of what I want to do with this wreath in my head, and I know I'm going to want some long tails. So I'm going to pull it out pretty far, accordion it together underneath of itself. Again, take your pipe cleaner and feed it over your thumb and under the middle loop. Go to about the midway point on the pipe cleaner and slide it underneath your thumb. Slide the bottom around the bottom of the bow and the top around the top of the bow. And twist. And shake this hand out because it's really sore and it cramps. So there is a pretty bow, or what will be, I hope, a pretty bow. Of course, you'll take some time to fluff it up. And mine's going to get smushed and travel, so I'm not going to worry too much about it here. I do want to cut it off the bolt and cut the tails in half. And I do still have some ribbon on the bolt too, so I'm going to take this with me. All right, so there's the bow. That I will take with me for my wreath tomorrow. All right, now let me show you how I do my, this is a no-brainer really. You guys could do this without my help, I am sure. I'm making my pile here and the bow. And I'm going to put this down. And I'm going to prepare my pipe cleaners, and I just want to kind of make like a flat portion on the bottom, like that. I'm going to glue one up here. Of course, I run out of hot glue. Story of my life, hang on. Take my hot glue gun, take a couple of extras with me tomorrow. Let's try this again, get some more glue on the top. Take the bottom one. This is really hot glue. I had one lady tell me that this did not work for her for some reason. And I was thinking maybe, and she kind of said it too, that maybe her hot glue wasn't hot enough. So I'm just gonna let that sit there and dry until it's nice and solid. And then here's my little birdies. Same concept with these. I'll put one here. There's like a natural indentation in the wood. And I'll put the other one maybe here in this indentation. There's two little indentations in the wood there. I think I'll go ahead and just, because I do want to put 2 pipe cleaners on this too. Hold this up a little bit just because it's wanting to run on the front and I don't want that to happen. So there we go. Let me set this underneath of it. All right, so I'm gonna let that dry for a couple minutes and then I'm gonna pack it up. I have one of those, the girls are always laughing at me because whenever I see these travel bags or these grocery bag type things, I always scarf up a bunch of them. And that way, for situations like this, I'll have them to pack up all this stuff. I'm gonna pack mine up in one and my girlfriend's up in the other. And that way we'll both have our little care packages to work with tomorrow. So I'll be back and I'll pack all this up and then I'll show you what I've got for my friend's wreath, which is that bunny wreath you already have seen. But I'll be right back. I took a break and went and fed the puppies. So I think everything's good and dry and ready to be packed up. So let's pack up. Here are all the supplies that I got for my girlfriend's wreath. Again, got her a work wreath and I got her the deco mesh. I will insert a picture right here to show you the wreath that she is going to be making tomorrow. And I'll put a link to my tutorial of that wreath too. So, but anyway, here's the burlap. And then the coordinating color is this pink. And then here are her 3, the trio of bunnies. And I went ahead and put her pipe cleaners, glued them on, so they're ready to go on. We're gonna try to teach her how to make a bow tomorrow. So I've left this chevron and burlap ribbon on the bolt. And of course, if she can't do it, then I will help her. But she'll need a pipe cleaner for that. And then these 3 sparkly flowers. So I'm going to pack all this stuff. This is all that she will need to do her wreath. I'm taking my hot glue gun too, so I'm going to pack that up. So I've got these little bags, as I said. And let's go ahead and pack up my girlfriend's stuff. Here we go. Now for my bag. Tomorrow morning I will I'll grab my fruit salad and I'll grab myself a couple of my caffeine-free diet Cokes to drink tomorrow and I'll be off down the road. I'll probably do a little bit of a car chat on my way to get my girlfriend, but after that I probably will set my phone up like this and just do a voiceover of me making the wreath later. I'm not going to do that while I'm with them. That's rude. So anyway, I'm all ready to go, ready to roll for my ladies craft day. Phew, been a busy day. All right, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.